Hey, Mr. Ben, welcome back to Kiel. How are you today, sir?
Doing well, thank you.
Chief, the council passed a resolution that Councilman Green wanted with regard to fighting crime in District F. What now? What will you do? What's the plan going to involve?
Well, I've already started. I've already sent emails out to all of our law enforcement partners, both the local, parish and state and federal levels, and told them about the resolution and what I was being asked to do. We recently had some meetings regarding crime and increasing the presence and enforcement capacity of all those agencies within the city of Shreveport. We've got some special operations that I don't want to specifically talk about, that there will be some noticeably increased presence of law enforcement personnel in particular areas of town and districts based on crime rates, and then specifically in Council District F. And Council District F actually encompasses portions of 4 crime districts, and so they will see an increased presence of law enforcement on specific days as we move forward.
The resolution said, and I'm quoting from it, because this really just gut punched me, Chief. Many residents in District F live in a constant state of fear and anxiety, which affects their health and state of well-being. Does that hit you like it hits me?
It does. It's certainly concerning. And I think the most concerning part is that although crime is down at historical lows, if people don't feel safe, then we're not doing a good job. Maybe we're not getting out the information, good comparisons as to where the crime rate is now versus where it was. Maybe there's crimes being committed that aren't being reported to police officers, and we're not aware that there's more of a crime problem than what our reports show. We're doing our best. We played softball in this particular area a couple weeks ago. I'm going to the Moortown Neighborhood Association meeting tonight. Every opportunity that we can have our officers engage the citizens in conversation and discuss their concerns and try to assist them and improve their quality of life, we're doing that.
Chief, you just said something very interesting to me. Officers engaging citizens. But on the other hand, isn't it sort of the responsibility also for citizens to engage officers, i.e., is there in your mind, in your officers' minds, enough civic involvement by the people in those neighborhoods who feel they can turn to the police when something happens?
I think we certainly need more involvement from the community as a whole. The police department can only do so much. Enforcement of laws only improves society to a certain degree. But really, and I think I've said it before in your show, if police are getting involved in having to make arrests and having to qualm problems, then we're failing as a society at other levels. Maybe it's education, maybe it's at the house, maybe it's neighbors helping to raise the children of the neighborhood as they did when I was younger. So we're failing somewhere if the police response is what we're depending on to improve our city as a whole. That really should be the last resort, not the efforts we turn to every time we have a problem.
When you dig down deeper into his resolution, it also says there's a pervasive lawlessness that exists in District F. Do you take issue with that?
I don't live in District F. I don't know how all the citizens feel. If that's truly a feeling that permeates all the residents of that district, and it's kind of a subjective term. What is lawlessness? I mean, all I can give you as the leader of this organization is the facts, and the facts are that the crime rate is trending downward. We are at historical lows. If I look at our Part 1 crime rate, we are on pace to have the lowest number of Part 1 crimes since 1975. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't have some spikes for the next 6 months, but we're doing very well as a department and as a city. The one area that certainly keeps me up at night, and we put a lot of effort into, certainly is the violent crimes, specifically homicides. And we're not satisfied at all with those numbers, but we really are working hard and trying to bring those numbers down.